Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Thai work permits, and we're specifically discussing employees in the context of Thai work permits. Now, I have discussed in generalities on this channel the topic of the employee ratio regarding foreign nationals in order to maintain work permits and visas here in the kingdom. And it's the general rule that you want to have 4 Thai employees to every 1 foreigner working at a given company in order to maintain work authorization. Now, that stated, there can be exceptions, especially companies which are promoted under Thailand's Board of Investment scheme or now the Eastern Economic Corridor. There are certain aspects of the Smart Visa program which may or may not provide some relief from the 4-to-1 ratio. The other thing to bear in mind is that Thai marriage visas, which may act as a platform for work permit issuance, do not require 4-to-1 ratio, but instead 2-to-1 ratio when dealing with extension of status. Also, newer companies, it's kind of a more squishy notion, this 4-to-1 ratio, because strictly speaking, the 4-to-1 ratio more directly pertains to Thai immigration and extensions associated with visa status here in Thailand than it does directly pertain to the work permit itself. That stated, as a general rule, it's best to maintain a 4-to-1 ratio. Failure to do so can lead to real problems, especially with Thai immigration. I'm here to tell you, we here at the firm have dealt with a number of situations where even sort of one employee, their pay falls off from the requisite requirements at the 4-to-1 ratio, and it can cause real consternation and frustration when dealing with the B visa extension process. But strictly speaking, it may be possible to get around, get around is the wrong term. In the beginning of a company, when a company is first getting going, there's a little bit of latitude with respect to the discretion granted to labor and immigration officers with respect to the 4-to-1 ratio for new companies. I mean, if a company just came online, it may not necessarily have an immediate batch of employees just immediately working there. So again, it's going to be circumstantially dependent, but as a general rule, yeah, 4-to-1 or 2-to-1 if it's a marriage visa acting as a platform for a work permit. But there may be some latitude, especially in the early days of a business operation here in the Kingdom of Thailand.